What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports, episode 82. My name, as always, Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Man, what a interesting 12 hours, 24 hours, however the case may be. We are going to go ahead and talk about that. We're going to give a special shout out to our friends over on the Philadelphia station. We're going to be talking about some things coming up in Kansas City. We're just going to have a little bit of fun today because it's kind of a somber time here in Kansas City. It's definitely a somber time for yours truly and for my boy Lucky, who's underneath my desk right now. And we're just going to be just talking. We're just going to be trying to have a little bit of fun here. I'm going to try to adjust my lights here in just a second and this and that. First and foremost, though, we have got to talk about our where you can find us all over on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you're watching me live on IE Sports Radio. Scroll down until you find This is KC Sports. You can also find me on iesportsradio.com / This is KC Sports. Our IE Sports Radio is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, all that good jazz and what have you. And then, of course, we have to pay our respects to Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here, planetjerky.net. Get yourself some beef jerky. I love beef jerky. I love it, love it, love it. And then, of course, also Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Order here at iesportsradio.com / Seal the Deal Wax Seals. And check out their great products and what have you. Also, go ahead and check out our newest sponsor, Raw Nutrition Supplements. Get rawnutrition.com. Use our promo code IESR for 10% off. If you're trying to be an active person, whether it be an athlete or just a human being, you want to get some supplements in you and whatnot, go check them on out, and then make sure before you hit the checkout button, go ahead and use the promo code IESR for 10% off of your order. And then, of course, as always, follow us on the Twitter at This is KC_IESR, as well as find me at Real Franchise. I love interacting with everybody. In fact, I'm planning on doing fan interaction here in today's broadcast. I would love to talk with you guys. I know the majority of people are going to be talking about the game last night. I will be as unbiased as I possibly can, especially if anybody who knows me knows I am a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Last night hurt. Kind of reminded me of the Tampa Bay Super Bowl game. People think like we just played our starters. No, we didn't have the majority of our starters. We did, but the majority of the game was played by the second or third string of the team. And Patrick Mahomes tried to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. So, I mean, what are you going to do? That's just football for you. But I'm going to continue drinking my gallon of water that is freshly filled and with very cold water and what have you. I'm going to rest my chops for just a second, and then we will be right back, folks. Stay tuned. Don't leave. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go. For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode 82 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, what a somber day it is in Kansas City. We'll be talking about that here in just a second, but definitely follow us on the Twitter and on Instagram, on the Book of Face and TikTok and YouTube at IE Sports Radio. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching me live. You can also check us out on anything podcast-wise, so Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, all that good jazz. We like to keep everything as fast as possible and what have you. We like to keep things up to date. So with that being said, if you happen to miss the show live, you can still find the video, especially if you're following us. Excuse me, especially if you're following specifically on the Twitter at thisisKC_IESR. You're definitely watching us live on the Twitter, as well as my personal account at Real Franchise, which I am doing some things on right now. So bear with me on my unprofessionalism. You know how I like to rock. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about some positive things first, because like we like to express on here, and like I have expressed in the past, I like to talk about things outside of sports, right? So I like to talk about things that are going on in the community. I didn't get a chance to upload the picture or what have you. I might be able to. We'll see what I can do here, but it's one of those things where it's like it was brought to my attention. It was brought to my attention of some things that were going on in Kansas City, specifically Union Station. That was just awesome, guys. That was just super awesome. I'll see if I'm allowed to. Yes, I am allowed to do this. So let's see if we can't add this here, because I want you guys to see this. I'm very proud of it. And I like to show off because I'm just kind of vain like that. But let's see if I can't take me down here right quick and show you what we got here. No, in fact, that's not even going to work. So we're just going to go ahead and delete that here. We're just going to go back to it. Anyways, long story short, myself and my girlfriend, we went to Union Station for the Chiefs Kingdom or Fan Zone photo op. We got a chance to pose with a replica Super Bowl trophy. We got to be in the big chair with Travis and Patrick to the left and right of us. We got to pose with a picture of Taylor doing the heart logo. We got a chance to see from a distance the baby goats, which were absolutely adorable. We just didn't get a chance to actually pose with them simply because of the fact that the line was so incredibly long. Like, out of everything, it seemed like everybody in Kansas City was strictly there just to see the baby goats, which I completely understand that. They were just absolutely adorable. They were too cute. They had their little jerseys on, and it was just fun. It was just a nice little atmosphere. I had to go to work that Saturday, but I mean, still, I was in a great mood, and my job is pretty stressful. And I walked on in. I was just happy. I was showing everybody. Showing all the officers and what have you, my pictures of my girlfriend and I posing and this and that. They thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. And they also know, because of the fact, like, I'm a Chiefs fan, diehard Chiefs fan. So, I mean, they were happy for me. So, I mean, that was super cool. As the title shows on the opposite side of me, fun things to do in Kansas City. There's a lot of fun things to do in Kansas City. In fact, here in, what's today? The 10th. So here in 5 days from now, over at the Kansas City Zoo, depending on the circumstances of weather, because here very shortly within the 12-hour mark, we're going to be starting to get some snow and going for round 2 of snow apocalypse here in Kansas City. But uh, Penguin March at the Kansas City Zoo. Let me just tell you a little bit about that. That is a reoccurring weekly thing. So that's been going on since November 30th, and it's going to end on the 23rd. So you're running out of time a little bit if you want to see some penguins. But I mean, you know, let me just read you a little something off of the visitkc.com website. The Penguin March is back at the Kansas City Zoo and Aquarium. These fun penguin parades will occur each Saturday and Sunday through the end of February. Stop by Hellsberg Penguin Plaza at 11 a.m. to catch the fun. The Penguin March is also included in the price of zoo admission or membership, so that's pretty cool. It's a very simple thing, especially if you got kids. Bring the kids out. Let them see the penguins. It's kind of fun. The Kiss and Tail, which is February 15. Let's go ahead and talk about that because that's pretty interesting. February 15, from 6 until 10 p.m. Ooh, this is a kind of a lengthy one here, so I'm going to try and paraphrase it. All right. Celebrate love in the animal kingdom with a night of hilarious skits performed by some of the Kansas City's finest theater actors. Kiss and Tail, Tail, for those of you who can't understand my southern accent, promises an unforgettable 18-plus evening of comedy on Saturday, February 15. In addition to learning about some of the world's most unique mating rituals, you'll see some of the zoo's animal ambassadors before the show. 2 show times are available at 6 and 8:30. We are excited to also offer a VIP experience with dinner stations at Sabella Ocean Aquarium. Before the second show, a $150 VIP ticket is good for one person to enjoy dining at the aquarium. 2 drink tickets, a custom Kiss and Tail sparkling white wine bottle provided by Manos Wine, and 1 ticket to the second show. You'll have a fantastic evening, all while helping to raise funds to support nearly 10,000 animal residents at the zoo. So that's pretty cool, too. If you want to go ahead and give $150 to the Kansas City Zoo, all of the proceeds go to a great cause to keep the animals safe and secure and healthy and all that good jazz. And then last but not least, on the things to do in Kansas City on February 16, between 2 and 4, for you soccer fans out there, over at the River City Market, 13 Grand Boulevard, Casey Mo, season kickoff block party. Mark your calendar, Sunday, February 16, from 2 to 4 p.m. We're throwing the ultimate season kickoff block party at KC Live. This free event is packed with everything you need to get hyped for the season ahead for Sporting KC, not the Kansas City Current, just to validate and clarify here. Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for a fun Sunday afternoon, we've got something for everyone. Parking made easy. KC Live Parking Garage. So that's actually really cool, by the way, the parking garage, especially if you know how to drive in a parking garage. For those of you that don't, park on the side of the road, for the love of Christ. Meet the team. Come meet the faces behind the action and get up close with your favorite players and staff. Brand new merch. Who doesn't love merch? By the way, IESR.com, and go and scroll down to the merch table and buy yourself some merch. Tell them that Brandon Buck sent you. Games and prizes. Show off your skills and win epic prizes in our fun, interactive games. Giveaway galores. Who doesn't love a good freebie? We've got swag to hand out, and of course, give back to Harvesters Food Drive. Help us fight hunger in our community. Bring 5 non-perishable food items and get entered into an exclusive sweepstakes. The grand prize, a personalized 2025 kit, an unforgettable warm-up experience at a 2025 regular season game. Now, for those of you who are not soccer fans, who don't understand the lingo, a kit is basically the jersey and what have you. It's really good. It's a really good deal. Don't miss this chance to kick off the season in style with fun food and the chance to make a difference. See you there. That is, again, February 16, between 2 and 4 over at the River Market in downtown Kansas City. It's not at the Sporting Case, or not, excuse me, the Sporting Stadium. It's at the River Market, which is literally the market outside of the KC Currents soccer stadium. That's going to be pretty cool. Good afternoon, franchise. Try to have a good show. God bless you, Taryn. You already know me. You know me too well, my man. You know me too well. I'm trying my best to keep it very pleasant here, and I appreciate all the people that are watching this right now. If this is your first time interacting with me on the show, stay tuned because I am planning on doing a fan interaction here. I would love to get a chance to talk with you guys. I would love a chance to interact with you guys, see where you guys are from, and see what I should talk about for future shows and all that good jazz. Our good friend over in the Pittsburgh area, Ralph Calise, also a team member with IE Sports Radio. You can check him on out with the Yinzer reports. I hope I pronounced that right. I always screw it up, Ralph. I'm so sorry. And of course, we've got Taryn, who's also a frickin' hoss when it comes to IESR. Good afternoon, franchise. I'm sorry the three-peat went wrong. Still a lot to be proud of with your Chiefs. Yeah. You know what? There is, Ralph. There's a lot. I can't explain what happened last night because that definitely wasn't the Chiefs that I watched the last 7 years and what have you. So we're going to be talking about that. We still have the thing of fun things to do in Kansas City. Let's go ahead and talk about that while I interact with some peeps over on the Twitter and what have you. Let's see if I can get any more people on here. So we're talking about this and that. Let me tell you, it was very hard for me, especially being a social media person. I like interacting with people. I like interacting with people. I like seeing other people's lives that they decide to broadcast and this and that. However, it's a rookie mistake on my part that I get on social media when my favorite team has lost. And I definitely did that last night. I did that this morning. I'm doing that now. And that's just a rookie mistake on my part. But we will definitely be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs here in just a second. Again, continuing on, things to do in Kansas City for the people that are watching this right now. Thank you so much. If you happen to be in the area, I'm kind of going to be going all over the place. I'm going to try and be as specific as possible. But going down the list here, over at the Record Bar is Blind Pilot. That's going to be February 10 at 8 p.m. You can grab your tickets at Event Ticketmaster or Ticketcenter.com. Miles Kennedy, let me tell you something about Miles Kennedy. That dude, I don't know I'm a history mark. So, I mean, the movie Rockstar, I believe that's what it's called, with Mark Wahlberg, where he's just, he's got his parody band and whatnot, and then he gets to be on stage with his favorite band. He ends up being the lead singer, and then he does the same thing, to somebody else, and that somebody else was Miles Kennedy. He's also done covers for Guns N' Roses with "Sweet Child of Mine." He does Edge's theme song, or Cope's theme song, with AEW. And all that good jazz. That's at Liberty Hall in Lawrence on February 11 at 8 p.m. That's tomorrow, actually. And, of course, Blind Pilot, that's tonight at the Record Bar. So, I don't know. Maybe I might just get a little bit rambunctious here and check out some Miles Kennedy tomorrow on Liberty Hall. Tuesday as well, we have Ian over at the Granada in Lawrence, effing Kansas at 8 p.m. on the 11th. The Magic City Hippies over at the Madrid Theater on February 11th at 8 p.m. And then moving forward to the 12th, actually, you know what? Just for funsies, I am going to just read off what I already have here. Just, you can't just stop at one thing. We're going to take a break from that, though. Taryn, if it makes you feel better, franchise, most NFL teams have it worse than the Chiefs. As long as the Chiefs still have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they'll still be a contender. It's funny. I read something, and I think it was Croyle that said something like, as long as the Chiefs and Andy Reid, or not the Chiefs, but as long as Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are still part of the team, then the dynasty has not died. And I am a firm believer on that. As long as Patrick Mahomes is somewhere on that field and Andy Reid still has a headset on, we still have a containment. Now, granted, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I promise you. But Um, when it's all said and done, we can only hope. We can only hope. Just like any other fan base, just like your Chargers, Ralph, just like your Steelers, Larry B somewhere in the three and out land, just like his Raiders, and so forth and so forth and so forth. The Kansas City Symphony on February 12th at 7 p.m. Casablanca, film with live orchestra over at the Kauffman Center of the Performing Arts in Kansas City, Missouri. The Kauffman Center is freaking beautiful, guys. You've got to go see it, even if you're not there for a show. Go out and check that on out. That's not too far away from the T-Mobile Center. That's not too far away from PNL. It is just holy nuts. It is just breathtaking. Over at Knucklehead Saloon in Casey Mo on the 12th as well is Eden Brent. Chad Daniels, Funny Boom Comedy over on in Kansas City, Missouri, February 12th. February 12th as well. Uptown Theater is Destroy Lonely. And then Tony Holiday on February 12th at the Knuckleheads Indoor Stage. And then, of course, another deal on the 13th with the Kansas City Symphony. I'm trying to think of anything else that's not a repeat because I feel like I'm just, hitting a horse with a stick here. Tinsy Ellis at Knuckleheads on the 13th. John Morgan as a comedian. Funny Bone Comedy Club on the 14th for your Friday. Summer Breeze, Uptown Theater in Kansas City on the 14th, as well as the Kansas City Symphony. Scott Terrell, Kings of Soul on the 14th as well. A lot of things happening on Valentine's Day, which is super awesome. Rodney Carrington, Star Pavilion at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel on the 14th at 8:30. Emo Night at Bottleneck in the Lawrence of Kansas. John Morgan on the 14th and the night at 9:45. I saw something that really caught my guard here. You can find all of this on eventticketscenter.com, tickets being plural, not singular. And they have basically the month of February. And I'm sure moving forward, they have other shows in this set. February 21 over at the Midland Theater in Kansas City, Missouri at 7 p.m. My doppelganger, Aziz Ansari, is going to be featured, so that will be pretty cool. And then of course you have Casey Donahue at the Granada on the 21st. So check it out, eventticketscenter.com. I'm sure they have it at Ticketmaster or Event, StubHub, blah 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 blah, all that good jazz. Definitely check them on out. If sports is over for a short minute. Oh, cool. Seven Dust is going to be over at the Truman on the 28th, so that would be pretty cool. I'm sure, people are wanting to distract themselves from this and that. There's a lot of fun things going on. All that good jazz and this and that. I am and definitely that guy who has that weird schedule. So I only have like Mondays and Tuesdays off. And if I really wanted to, pending the circumstances, I could probably do something on the weekends. I just have to get ready for dealing with the Kansas City Crazies, when I get home and get ready to roll in the afternoon. So that is something. But I tell you, if you are in the Kansas City area, whether you're on the Missouri side or the Kansas side or whatever the case may be, and you want to do something fun, quick, easy things to look up, things to do in Kansas City, and then it'll send you a link like events or whatever the case may be, and it'll tell you all of that good jazz. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break here. And then I want to do some fan interaction and whatnot. Definitely fan interaction. And if you're watching this on Twitter or on YouTube or what have you, you're watching the live version, make sure you interact with me. I don't care if you are part of the IESR family. I don't care if you are a perfect stranger. This is your first time watching. I don't care about any of that. If you got something to say, please go ahead and say it. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know how things are going for you. Let us know where you're from. And I would love to hear some things going on your side of the river, as we say, and we'll just go from there. So, folks, it is 2:29. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have some fan interaction. We're going to do a little shout out to the people that beat the Kansas City Chiefs and show them our respects, as well as some shout outs to the people that keep the show running and this and that. Stay tuned. We will be right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
It's IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Calise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate, diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports. And I will update you on all that's black and gold, and have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
Everybody, this is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode 82 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As always, my name is Brandon, the franchise buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. And of course, as always, you can follow me and the show on that Twitter at ThisIsKC_IESR. We are live. We are interacting right now, as well as my personal account at Real Franchise. Follow us, as always, on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the YouTube at IE Sports Radio. And, of course, you can go to iesportsradio.com/ThisIsKC Sports. IE Sports Radio is also available on any type of podcast available, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, the Google, all of that good jazz. And then, of course, let's pay our respects to the people that keep our lights on. The Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order at planetjerky.net. as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Go to iesportsradio.com/Seal the Deal Wax Seals. And of course, a big time sponsor. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off of their comfortable and aspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Of course, you can go to HTT or www.vtlapparel.com. Guys, mental health is such a big thing. I talk about this all the time. I've talked about this for the holidays and this and that, yada, yada. It doesn't matter if you are a single person or in a relationship or you're a parent. I don't care what society has told us, I really don't care. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a teen or a child. If you feel like your mental health is being affected by something, get help. Find help. Find somebody that you trust. Sometimes, believe it or not, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Sometimes we can't afford going to a therapist. So then next thing you know, we need to find somebody that we trust. We ultimately trust that's going to keep our secrets to themselves and this and that. It's just good to talk about, good to vent to, whatever. Definitely find that person, find those people, find your support system, and treat yourself. Treat yourself nicely. You deserve it. This is going to be brand new to the show. We haven't really had a chance to do it yet. We've talked about this in the past, but we haven't actually taken the time to actually do it. Now we're going to take the time to actually do it. Because the last segment was going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. There's not really anything to talk about. We all know, the entire world knows what happened. All of these ESPN analysis or whatnot, they're talking about like, the Chiefs dynasty, what's going to happen here? All of the Chiefs got brutally murdered by the Eagles. Boy, we saw it. Okay, I saw it on mute, but I saw it and whatnot. You don't have to remind us what happened because for some of us, we have YouTube TV, we have the replay gimmick, we have this and that, yada, yada, yada. So, there's some fun interaction between this is KC Sports and Philly Talk IE with the boys over for the Philly station with, Cash and Chris Amos and what have you. Their show is Tuesdays at 8 p.m. so 7 p.m. Central. We got to, go ahead and check them on it. Let's give respect and where credit is due. Check out at Philly Talk IE. That's who they are on the Twitter at Bobby Cash 215 and Chris Amos 717 on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. That's 8 p.m. EST. We had some fun interaction with them last night, and they had a little message for us. We had giving them a shout out and a great game for the Eagles organization and respect from the Kansas City studios. They responded, all respect to you and your Chiefs. You guys still made history no matter what over the years, and we know you guys will still be contenders for years to come. Absolute much respect to you boys. We hope you have a great show tomorrow. That's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Philly Talk IE. You can catch them as well as everybody else live on YouTube and on their Twitter handles and this and that. Make sure you check them on out if you are a Philadelphia anything fan. What can we say? One, what is Brandon doing right now? He's realizing he has over 100 emails, and it's not fun. We don't like this. I just got that interaction with my thing right now, or the notification with my gimmick right now. Let's see. So let's see here. We got about 60 people, supposedly, allegedly, whatever you want to say, watching us right now. For those of you who are brand new watchers, listeners, whatever the case may be, however you want to say it, if you go to the live feed on YouTube or if you go to the live feed on the Twitter, I'm going to move my deal here a little bit so you guys aren't getting that glare. All you have to do is comment. And then I feature your comment right here, like Taryn Rodriguez, who does the Set Point show for IESR. Same with Ralph Calise, who does the Yinzer Report. And then we just kind of go from there. You say something, I respond, and as long as it's clean and it's not hurtful or harmful to anybody, then that's all that matters, right? There's a lot of things we could talk about here. We could talk about things going on in Kansas City. We could talk about the halftime show, which I was to the days years old when I realized all of the drama between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Um, that might be for a different show, in all honesty, because it gets pretty deep when it comes um, to all that jazz here. Um, and so if you see me looking over, I'm actually looking at my phone because sometimes people actually text me instead of going onto the show and talking on the chat room or whatever the case may be. So don't think that I'm not really paying attention, because I am. I also use my peripherals as well, and interact with you guys to the best of my abilities, and this and that. I'm just looking. I have to read what Patrick had posted about last night at about 10:25. Appreciate all the love and support from Chiefs Kingdom. I let y'all down today. I'll always continue to work and try and learn and be better for it. Want to give thanks to God and for every opportunity He has given me. We will be back. And of course, Red Tribe Cinema at Clay. What is his name? I know his name, and I feel like such a jerk off for not being able to call it off. Clay Wendler for Red Tribe Cinema. You have already given us more than we ever could have dreamed of. Thank you. Absolutely. I think that right there speaks for everybody. When it comes to this stuff, that for the veteran Chiefs fans, this isn't our first rodeo. This hurts just like everything else. You get to that point, and then you just, I don't know, man. We were not playing like we should have been playing last night, obviously. But what I'm saying is this: a lot of people want to ask me. In fact, I just got a text message right now, and I'll keep them anonymous because they didn't really tell me if they wanted to be put on the air or not. So I'll keep this anonymous here. But somebody just asked me, hey, Brandon, something you could ask or something you could answer on your show is, how do you know how the game is going to go? The answer to that is you don't know. I like to think that I'm a little bit more educated than what I portray. Do I know stats and this and that off the top of my head? Absolutely not. You couldn't tell me what Patrick Mahomes did 5 years ago comparable to what he did last night. I don't have that memorized. I don't use NFL stats or player stats like a Bible. I watch the game purely for fun, purely for entertainment, purely for 3.5 hours to kind of distract myself from what's going on with everyday stuff, and then either we win or we lose. And that's just the end all be all. So last night I remember my dispatcher had asked me like, "Oh, we're going to win. Don't worry, everything's going to be just fine." But then after the third touchdown, it's one of those things. It's just you just know, and it sucks to admit that. You want to think like Pat has this, this miraculous power, to do Mahomes magic. We think about the 13-second game, we think about this and that, but when it's all said and done, he's only human. His team can only do so much, and this and that. I'm looking at something right now. It's from Clutch Points off the Facebook, and it shows a picture of Tom Brady looking defeated with the Patriots in Patriots uniform, and says 2008, blue perfect season, and it shows Tom Brady holding a football and whatnot. And then 2025, blue first three-peat, and shows Patrick Mahomes really down and whatnot. And the caption reads basically, a brutal night for Patrick Mahomes, but we've seen this before. 17 years ago, a 3-time Super Bowl champion was one win away from a perfect season. One more win would have meant a 4th ring in NFL history. He lost, but in the next 15 years, he would win 4 more rings and be established as the GOAT. Today, so yesterday, 16 hours ago, a 3-time Super Bowl champion was one win away from football's first ever three-peat. Football, not just Kansas City, football. One more win would have meant a 4th ring in NFL history. Patrick Mahomes has a lot of football to go, and a loss like this for a player like Mahomes, talk about motivation. League's still not safe. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. From our friend Larry B. What a humble dude. You're a real one, Brandon. A fan who loves his team but tells it how it is no matter what happens. I appreciate that a lot. I think I speak for me because I'm not going to speak for everybody else. Here's something that really irks me. I'm going to keep that. Larry, I'm going to keep your statement up here just a second here because I want people to read this while they're hearing me talk. There are a lot of people on both of my timelines, both with Real Franchise and this is KC, and the fan interaction can be very positive, but I think with any team, it can also be very negative as well. You have those people that probably aren't chief fan vets, if you will, who think that just because we have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift is on our side, that we're going to do a three-peat and it's just going to be that easy. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's not that easy for any team to make it to the Super Bowl, let alone appear 3 times back to back to back. It doesn't matter who's on the team. It doesn't matter what celebrity supports us. It doesn't matter this or that. It's a hard sumbitch to do. Let's go down the list here. I even saw somebody who had the audacity, and I'm really trying to be careful with what I'm getting ready to say here because I know it's just going to open up a can of worms when I finish off this sentence. People are literally saying that because of the fact that Donald Trump was in attendance and that he put forth a favorable tweet on Truth about Brittany Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes and included them in his rhetoric and this and that, that's the reason why the Chiefs lost and that's why they deserve to lose because they support the dude in the White House. Listen, whoever you support, which you'll never hear from me on air, off air, whatever the case may be, you'll never hear from me who I support politically. But believe it or not, that has literally nothing to do about it at all. So you can be a bandwagoner, which you've exposed yourself to be. You can be this POS fan saying like just because of the fact that they got a shout out from the president automatically means that they deserve this loss and this and that. That just shows to me that you literally do not care at all about your team. You're not that supporter that you praise to be just for the clout that you're expecting to get. Being a supporter of the team means you go through the absolute hell, no matter what, no matter who supports this and that, because that is your team. That is who you represent. They represent your city, this and that, yada, yada, yada. We went through Tyler Thigpen. We went through Brody Croyle. We went through Rich Gannon. We went through the Dick Vermeil and the Javon Belcher days and this and that. Don't tell me I don't know, all of these hardships just because I have Patrick LaVon Mahomes on my team. No. I've been supporting since 92. In fact, I'm going to read you something right now to tell you exactly what the Kansas City Chiefs mean to me. And hopefully somebody will save the snippet. And, powers that be, Larry, I know you're around. You might be around somewhere. But if somebody can save this snippet that I'm getting ready to read, that's personally from me, Brandon Buck, and nobody else, then I want this to be just repeated or retweeted or whatever the case may be. And I want this to go until it is literally blue in the face. This is coming from me, and I wish I could share this onto the thing, but this is coming from me. What do the Kansas City Chiefs mean to me? A lifelong fan since 1992, 1993, seeing black and white autograph 8x10 pictures sponsored by Price Chopper on my 3rd grade teacher's wall, learning about Joe Montana, Marcus Allen, Neil Smith, Derek Thomas, J.J. Burden, Christian Okoye, Tim Grunhard, Joe Valerio, and etc. It was a time that on Sundays after church, when Mom was done preaching, Mom would put on her Marcus Allen jersey, and I would put on my Joe Montana jersey, and we would watch the game together. It was something we shared together as mother and son. I never would have dreamed we would be in the era we are in today. Super Bowl 59. What a time to be alive as a Chiefs fan. What a time to watch my childhood favorite football team possibly make history with a 3-peat Super Bowl win. What a time. Exact words from yours truly. That is from the heart. That is straight to the point, from the hip, as we say in the wrestling biz. That's just it. That's what this team means to me. So with that being said, while we still have just a few more minutes to go, we're still going to do this fan interaction thing. I absolutely love this, but also let's go ahead and call a spade here. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Chiefs 22, Eagles 40. What happened? Everything happened. Everything happened. And, it's not hard to replay. I can only imagine what it's like to be part of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have to replay this on the bus, on the plane, when they get home, in the locker rooms, if they clear out or somebody clears out the locker rooms, whatever the case may be. Everybody going to their respective homes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's one of those deals. It's really hard to digest here. Let's talk about team stats here. I'm going from Chiefs to Philadelphia. Total yards 275 to 345. Passing yards 226 to 210. Rushing yards 49 to 135. Yards per play 5.6 comparable to 4.9. Again, I'm going from Chiefs to Eagles, so that's why I'm doing this to this. It might be reversed if you're watching this live. First downs. This is I keep saying to everybody, first downs and this and that, you've got to make it big. You've got to go big or go home. And especially at a time like this, you've got to go big or go home. You can't just bullshit. You can't just go on cruise control. You've got to go. You've got to be there to win. You've got to want to win. You can't be, all of this bullshit about, the refs. Oh, the refs rigged it for us. Well, want to know something? It's kind of like what Dana White said for the first season of Ultimate Fighter. If you don't want it to be a judge's decision, you knock that sumbitch out or you make them submit. That's what you do in football as well. You either, completely annihilate them on the scoreboard, or you make that final play. In order to do that final play, you've got to make plays. 12 first downs for the Chiefs, 21 first downs for Eagles. 3 out of 11 third down efficiency versus 3 out of 12 third down efficiency. 0 out of 1 fourth down efficiency versus 0 versus 1 for fourth down efficiency. 49 total plays comparable to 70 total plays. This is what drove me insane. This is the reason why my hair is not artificial anymore. This is straight up real life. I'm getting more gray than I want to. 6 sacks allowed. WTF, O-line. WTF. Comparable to 2 sacks for Philadelphia. 6 punts, comparable to 2 punts. 7 out of 7 penalties for 75 yards for the Chiefs, comparable to 8 penalties for 59 yards. 1 fumble versus 0 fumbles. 2 interceptions thrown, comparable to 1 interception. Time of possession, 23 minutes and 2 seconds, comparable to Philadelphia's 36 minutes and 58 seconds. Time of possession. I can tell you right now, the total yards, the rushing yards, how are we running this like 5 or 6 times in a 3.5 hour, 4 hour broadcast? I don't even think Kareem even touched the ball. I think it was Perrine and it was Pop. I don't think that Kareem touched the ball at all. And if he did, I didn't see a damn thing. First downs, big thing. Common sense, football 101. Penalties, we're not shy of being a penalty team. We've always been. It wasn't just special this year. Jesus. I don't even want to do this, but we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's talk about the Eagles first before we talk about the Chiefs. Luckily, we don't have a show for at least another 2 hours or whatnot. So we're going to be going past the top of the hour here. I appreciate 120 of you watching this. That's amazing. Coming up tonight here at 7 p.m., we have the Chi-Town Weekly. And then at 7 p.m. as well, we have the Extra Mile. And then 8 p.m. we have Set Point, and that'll be the ender for the afternoon. And then, of course, right now you're watching me, yours truly, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world, Brian the Franchise Buck. Jalen Hurts, 17 catches out of 22 attempts for 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's bad when the Eagles put in their second string quarterback because of how much of an ass whipping they're giving you. Pickett didn't have anything. Rushing, 11 carries for Jalen Hurts, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. Barkley, 25 carries, 57 yards, 2.3 on average. Gainwell, 6 carries for 10 yards. And then Pickett had 3 carries for -4. So, second string, what are you going to do, right? You had Smith with 4 receptions and 69 yards, 1 touchdown for receiving. A.J. Brown with 3 receptions for 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Dotson with 2 receptions, 42 yards. Barkley, 6 receptions for 40 yards. Goddard for 2 receptions, 27 yards. And then when it comes to everything else, it is what it is. Let's go over to the boys in red here. Patrick, 21 catches, 32 attempts, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's not bad for Patrick, really, other than the interceptions. 3 touchdowns, I'll take. 4 carries for Pat, 25 yards. Kareem Hunt, he did have some carries here. 3 carries for 9 yards. Perrine for 1 carry, 8 yards. Pop had 3 carries for 7 yards. Kareem and Pop had no game whatsoever, and that was not their fault. It was simply just, I don't know why they weren't running the ball. You're not throwing it. You're obviously overthrowing or underthrowing, so you've got to do some sort of damage. And when you have legs like Kareem and Pop, you've got to use them. You've got to use them. Same with Perrine. And none of that was established. I'm not a coach. I'm not at One Arrowhead Drive. I don't know. I don't know what to say here. When it comes to receiving, Xavier Worthy for 8 receptions, 157 yards with 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, 4 receptions, 39 yards, which I believe he overlaps Jerry Rice with the most receptions in Super Bowl history. That includes Gronk and everybody else and whatnot. I will pull up that plug here in just a second here. D-Hop, 2 receptions, 18 yards. Juju had 2 receptions for 16. Hollywood Brown, 2 receptions for 15. And then Kareem and Pop had 1 for 5. Noah Gray, 1 for 2. It was bad. This is not Kansas City, okay? This is not the Kansas City team that we all loved the last several years and what have you. And I'm trying to find that stat right now so I can give you accurate information because I thought it was really, really cool. Probably need to type in something different here. But I mean, this was not a Kansas City Chiefs football game. People are going to be like, oh, the Chiefs are cooked and blah, 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 blah. No, I don't know what happened. I don't know what the mindset was. I don't know this or that. I can't tell you any of that. I'm not part of the team. But I can tell you that we did not play how we were supposed to be playing. I was honestly expecting this team last night to at least give us a close-knit game. I was not expecting to be blown out by halftime. And it only got worse, and we didn't even do anything until the fourth quarter. You can't win games like that, guys. You just can't. It doesn't matter, this or that. And of course, according to Travis Kelce, or according to the rumor mills, people are saying Travis Kelce, just because of his stats and this and that he might be retiring. I can neither confirm nor deny. I don't know any of that stuff. I just go by with what everybody else is saying. But, the caption reads, hell of a run. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce may have just played his last career NFL game. 10 consecutive Pro Bowls, NFL 2010s All-Decade Team, 3-time Super Bowl champion, 7-time All-Pro, 1,004 receptions, 12,151 career receiving yards, 77 touchdowns, 174 playoff receptions, most of all time. Most postseason games with 100-plus receiving yards, 9. Most career postseason games with 1+ touchdowns, 15. Most career postseason receiving touchdowns, by a tight end, 20. Most career postseason receiving yards by a tight end, 2,039. Most receiving yards in a season by a tight end, 1,416. Most seasons with 1,000-plus receiving yards by a tight end, 7. Most consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons by a tight end, 7. Most career receiving yards per game by a tight end, minimum 200 career receptions, 69.4. Most games with 100-plus yards receiving by a tight end, 38. So is he the greatest of all time? Yes, he is. And I'm not trying to be biased. I honestly say that. Everybody keeps going back to Gronk, and Gronk doesn't have the stats that Travis has. That's just it. And we can go on and on saying how, he didn't do this, he didn't do this. Travis doesn't have Tom as his quarterback. He didn't do this. He didn't do this. That's fine. That's fine because that's what becomes purely biased. Um, that's not a deal where that's not factual. It's purely bias. It's purely opinion. It's purely this and that. Um, I'm really going to miss football simply because of the fact that I am absolutely sick and tired of going through my timeline. I see nothing but politics and stuff that's not even relevant, and people just going for low blows because they think it's kind of like calling a girl a B word or this and that. Oh yeah, we got them that good. I mean, I understand the banter. I did that with the Philadelphia station last night. We had some great times. Neither one of us did any of it um, in a jest, or we were going for low blows or whatever the case may be. Um, this is another time, and it doesn't even matter if you know if it was the Chiefs. It could have been. Let's just play devil's advocate. It could have been the Bengals. It could have been the Bills. Okay. Um, and you would still be seeing whichever team lost the next morning, within 30 minutes after the game ended, you're still going to be seeing everyone and everything who was anti that team that lost. Here come the memes. Here comes the rumor mills. Here come the tweets. Here comes this and that. Yada yada yada. And it's part of sports. It's part of having social media. Alex Smith. This comes from Starcade Media KC. ESPN's Alex Smith says Mahomes had no help out there Sunday and that the Chiefs have a lot to address this offseason. Quote unquote, Patrick didn't have any help out there. He was out there by himself. I love him taking accountability, but they have to address some things this offseason. 2,000%. 2,000%. I will die on a hill when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. I will die on a hill when it comes to the boys and the red and yellow. I find it coincidental, and obviously it all manifested the right way with me once upon a time in a faraway land being a Hulk maniac with Hulk Hogan with his red and yellow. I was a Chiefs fan since 92, 93 up until this point and still going strong, even though we lost a Super Bowl. I went to Pittsburgh State University, which our colors are red and yellow. So obviously all of this has manifested that I will live, breathe, and die red and yellow. It doesn't matter who's playing. Here's the thing about it. People are going to be talking. People are going to be saying, this and that, whatever. We have Gardner Johnson that's talking some trash about Travis Kelce on his Instagram story, saying should have stayed with that thick SHIT, talking about Kelce breaking up with Kayla Nicole for Taylor Swift. What does that have to do with anything? What does a person's relationship status have to do with anything, whether he won or lost the Super Bowl, let alone a football game? Because if the roles were switched, and if Travis was not classy and decided to take a jab over at Gardner on his Instagram or his Twitter or whatnot, the world would be in flames. But just because of the fact that it came from a Philadelphia Eagle because they won the Super Bowl, they get a pass here. I'm going on a rant here, and that was something that I wasn't planning on doing. I could go on and on and on about all of this. I want to interact with the listeners, the people that are watching this live. I want to talk a little bit more about Kansas City. I want to talk about some things that are coming up because we are in February. And we're about to be in Royals season. So that will be super, super amazing here. I am breaking the rules, Larry. I apologize. Luckily, we don't have another show for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We are going to go ahead and take a commercial break. So then I can sip a little bit more of my gallon of water and kind of rest and cool down the momentum here. And, I tell you, we will be right back. And we'll talk a little bit more. Please, if you're following us on the Twitter and whatnot, this is KC_IESR or my personal @RealFranchise. Please interact. You're going to be seeing this broadcast live on your feed if you're on my page or what have you. Interact with me. I'd love talking to you guys. I would love to interact and get your guys' ideas or your thought process. We can talk about anything. We can talk about Kansas City Royals, Kansas City Chiefs. We can talk about Sporting KC, KC Current. We can talk about things going on over in Kansas City, what's going on downtown. You might know something I don't know, so I would love to be educated on that. And we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break while I get a little bit more drinky drink, aka the H2O. And we're going to be right back. Folks, this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Woo! We'll be right back.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour on Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Updates with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Brandon, the franchise buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Check out our family over at Philly Talk IE. Bobby Cash and Chris Amos on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Also, check out the rest of our family too over with the IE Sports family. It is a great group of men and women. We do this thing for fun. We don't have contracts. We're not getting paid to do this. We just do this simply because of the fact that we love sports and we love interacting with people. We love interacting with our listeners, whatever the case may be. And if you care to enjoy us next week at 2 p.m., You could definitely follow us at this is KC_IESR, as well as my personal at Real Franchise. Um, I tell you, it is it's fun to do this thing and interact with you guys. Uh, yeah, I've said this story over and over again, and I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. You know, the fact of the matter is, once upon a time in a faraway land, I had a gentleman, Larry B, holler at me on the Twitter, and he asked me if I wanted to possibly do a sports broadcast, which ended up being just on Spreaker. So it was audio. It wasn't anything like what we have right now, and I thought it'd be cool. Fast forward, some life stuff had happened, and I had to pass the torch to somebody. They did a incredible job for as long as they did up until a few months ago. This last summer, I came back in June. We held the fort down for as best as we could, and then come December, we decided to move forward with just me being solo. So hopefully, I haven't disappointed you guys with my interactions and this and that. I love talking to you guys about football and this and that and what have you. It's an incredible opportunity to strengthen my I guess my repertoire, if you will, and you know, it's fun to do this stuff because you get to experience something that I don't think typical podcasters, broadcasters, whatever the case may be, get to do without being a part of something big, such as ESPN. Um, or whoever, whatever the case may be. You know, um, and I mean, it's one of those things right here, and I love doing this. I do my biggest apologies here. You know, sometimes when you're reading really fast, you forget some very poignant things. We have our Carolina Sports Update show with uh, Carolina SP Up on IE. That's coming up at 4 o'clock. So here in give or take 45 minutes or so. So we're going to try and wrap that up here, give him his spot to shine. Check out his shows, Twitter at Carolina S or capital S, lowercase p, capital U, lowercase p, _IE. Reading that out loud, not for the people that are watching me live, but reading that out loud for the people that might be listening to me on audio, as well as follow his personal UNC Navy 03. And again, his show is at 4 p.m. You know, he does a great job here. I thought that was a stray dog. It's not. It's just somebody with a very extended leash. They are literally letting a volleyball just almost run into the street here, and it did officially run to the street. Awesome, cool, swell. Thank you for whoever's walking your dog and allowing your dog to hit my volleyball that's now in the street. That's awesome. Anything can happen on This is KC Sports Show. You know, I just want to say first and foremost, and maybe lastly, I don't want to take up too much time because I've done this enough. I know how it is when somebody just continues to ramble on and their interactions just kind of seldom. I want to say thank you to everybody that's taken the time to help this show grow. There's a legit time I did not know if this show was going to blossom the way that I wanted it to blossom, and sure enough, boy howdy, we're doing what we do, and it has been absolutely amazing. I cannot express enough how thankful I am for this show. I can't express how thankful I am for having this opportunity still in this day and age. I can't express a lot of stuff. I love doing this. I love interacting with people. I love, you know, doing this thing, and I don't know. What can you say? The season continues. We're in the postseason now. We're no longer NFL stuff. You know, this is just what it is. And like I talked about here, you know, let's go ahead and see if we can't find anything on our boys in blue. You remember last year that the Kansas City Royals lost in the divisional round, and you see that picture of Bobby Witt just sitting in the dugout, and he's just kind of like, whatever, what's going to happen here, Um, the spring training is about to start here very soon. I am super pumped for that. We got a lot of great things coming on up. That just means that Nikki and I are going to have to make our way over to Rally House, Kansas Sampler, whichever side of the river that you're on. We're going to have to make a trip over there and get us some up-to-date Royals gear and what have you. It's fun to do with somebody like that. And I mean, what can you expect for the Royals this year? I mean, we got Bobby over at shortstop. We got, Jonathan India at second base. We have Salvi at catcher. Seth Lugo pitching. Cole Ragans still pitching. Joey Weimer, right fielder. Vinny Pasquantino first. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Darren Blanco over in the outfield. We still have Kyle Isbell, which they're really going to be putting a lot of pressure on Michael Garcia and Kyle Isbell. Garcia being the third baseman, Isbell obviously being an outfield somewhere. He always switches and this and that. If you remember me talking about this last week, I believe, or the week before, we talked about how the Royals were really going to be focusing on Blanco and Isbell, or Garcia and Isbell, and I think they are rightfully so. I think they should put some pressure on Bobby Witt Jr. Being a leader, because Salvi's only going to be sticking around for so long, and then he's done. And then when he's done, there's literally not going to be another vet on the team that is going to be part of the 2014-2015 Royals team. That is definitely something that that we are going to have to remember here. It's not one of those things that we can just, oh yeah, he's going to be part of the team forever. No. That is not how this works. It's definitely it's definitely a time, and what I have hopes. I don't have high hopes. It's definitely going to be one of those seasons where we just, take it as will. And I mean, I'm excited though. It's the Royals. What better way to experience a spring or summer ball game than to actually just go out there and, go to Kauffman, this and that, and you just, I don't even know. You just enjoy yourself at the park. You do your thing, this and that. And I mean, that's what football's all about, guys. That's what football's all about. New photo op while our Chiefs fan zone is now closed as we prepare the space for events happening later this week. A new Alpha Lit photo op has been installed in our grand hall as we join together and showing appreciation for another historic Chiefs season. The photo op is open 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily now through Sunday. That's over at Union Station. So go on out, get yourself a picture in front of the Kansas City Chiefs with a heart Alpha Lit logo. And show your praise for the Kansas City Chiefs. They had a hell of a time. They did the best they could. The season did not go accordingly, but you want to know something? I mean, it is what it is. You make chicken salad out of chicken shit, guys, and that's just how it all works here. I don't think I have anything else to say, guys, and it's 3:18. I don't want to take up time for the Carolina show that's coming up at the top of the hour. Nobody's yelled at me about that, so I mean, I want to continue to do things with respect and what have you. So I mean, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to be talking about, we're not going to really be talking about the Royals or the Chiefs as much as we're going to be talking about the Royals. We're going to be talking about Sporting KC. I believe, if I remember right, on the 15. Let's see here. I just want to double check here because that's kind of a big thing to do with the Sporting KC. It is their meet and greet, if you will. Here we go. Let's go down here. Let's see here. Here we go. February 16. Let's just read that off again. And then, of course, February 16th, I just scrolled down. This must have been up to date because it wasn't here at the top of the hour, is Casey Love Union Station Shopping. So February 16th from 2 to 4 over at River Market, which is in downtown Kansas City, just down the street away from the Sporting KC or KC Currents Stadium. You get to meet the team, brand new merch, get the hottest new merch. Come meet the faces behind the action and get up close with your favorite players and staff. Games and prizes, giveaways galore, give back. Help us fight hunger in our community. Bring 5 non-perishable food items to get entered into an exclusive sweepstakes. The grand prize, a personalized 2025 kit with an unforgettable warm-up experience at a 2025 regular season game. So if you're a soccer fan or a Sporting KC fan and you want to check that on out, February 16 from 2 to 4 over at the River Market downtown. And then just in KC Love Union Station Shopping Center, which is on the 16th. That is from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. on Saturday, and then 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. What does it say here? KC Love Event celebrates everything we love about Kansas City in one shopping event at Union Station. We love this community and desire to grow and encourage small local businesses with big dreams. This indoor shopping event will be full of hand-picked vendors and will be fun for the whole family. Plus, it's all happening within the heart of Kansas City, the beautiful and historical Union Station. I was 2 weeks old. 2 weeks ago, years old, when I first got to interact with Union Station. That is a place, you guys. Or passing it from afar or from the bridge just doesn't do it justice by any means. So if you get a chance to, visit Union Station. I believe all day parking is literally $12 unless it was just for that day. And then go on in. It's such a cool place. They have, I believe it's Science City, where you can take the kids. It's kind of like a kaleidoscope for us old guys and gals, if you will. Really fun place. Then of course you go up the stairs or the escalator, whatever. Then you're going to be in the main hall, the second story of Union Station, and it's super cool. There's probably a lot more fun activities going on over there. I think there's like a escape room over there that I saw. There's some other things going on. We were upstairs, we weren't downstairs, so I didn't really get a chance to check it all out. But really good stuff in Kansas City going on this week. Jokingly to distract us from the Super Bowl loss, but tomorrow's another day. It's another day that ends in Y, but we make the day how we want to make it. I definitely want to, while I have the time for the people that interacted with us, of course, Taryn Rodriguez, try to have a great show. I think, for the hour and 22 minutes that we've been on the air, I think we did good. I think we did okay. So I'm happy about that. I think anybody with IESR family knows that I'm extremely heartbroken about the Super Bowl game, but also in the same sense, they also know that, I'll call a spade for as long as I've been a Kansas City Chiefs fan. You got to give credit to Philadelphia. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about, the ongoing season narrative that the refs were in the Chiefs' pockets and this and that, or vice versa, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Philadelphia showed up to win, and they did. And it's kind of like what I've stated before, and I'll say again as an all-time lifelong athlete. Dana White said on the first Ultimate Fighter, if you want to win a guaranteed win, you don't allow the judges to do a judging decision or whatever. You either win by knockout or submission. That's how you do it. You don't want a judge's decision. You either knock your opponent out or you make them submit. End of discussion on that. Good afternoon, franchise. I'm sorry the three-peat went wrong. Still a lot to be proud of with your Chiefs. That's from our friend Ralph Calise over with the Yinzer Report, and of course Taryn with the Set Point show later on tonight. Of course, Taryn has lets us know, if it makes you feel better, franchise, most NFL teams have it worse than the Chiefs. As long as the Chiefs still have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they'll still be a contender. He is absolutely right. What I was getting ready to say with that is that we still have Patrick until, I believe, 2031. So as long as we have him, as long as we have Andy, and cross our fingers, we still have the top dogs and Chris Jones and Travis Kelce, which they both have stated that they're going to retire as a Chief, whether they take their 5-year extension or not. we're still going to be contenders, and we'll still find a way. And of course, Larry, with the last comment that was posted so far. What a humble dude. You're a real one, Brandon. A fan who loves his team but tells it how it is, no matter what happens. I can definitely say the same for Larry. He is a diehard Las Vegas Raiders fan. He was there during the Los Angeles days. He was there, I believe, he was there for the Oakland days, and now he's there for the Las Vegas days. He definitely knows heartbreak. He definitely knows frustration, this and that. So when it comes to a compliment from him or anybody from the SoCal area, I definitely know that when real recognizes real, you take it and you definitely bow your head to it. So I mean, we're not going to go into the rumor mill. We're not going to go into the tabloids of this or that. I'm not even going to mention names or who are, if you're on social media, you'll see it. It's nothing grotesque or anything. It's the same song and dance, But next week, 2:00 Monday, we are going to go ahead and talk about the future. We might even do an opinion status on the Kansas City Chiefs' future for what they're expecting to do this postseason. We're going to be talking about the Kansas City Royals. We're going to be talking about Sporting KC and KC Current. If there's anything else that's going on this next week, we'll go ahead and talk about that too. Brandon is going to go ahead and step aside and let the powers that be take care of some fun things going on their stations. But of course, first and foremost, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order at planetjerky.net. Get yourself some beef jerky, as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Order at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. Of course, big time, IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. I cannot say this enough. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care what society says. I don't care what social media says. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a teenager. I don't care if you're a child. If your mental health is struggling in any sort of shape or form, get help. Find help. And let's take care of the elephant in the room here. I'm fully aware, because you're talking to a dude who for years beyond years couldn't have the financial stability to find help. And I'm using the quotation marks with my fingers right now for those of you that are listening to this on audio. But find somebody that you trust. Find a friend. Find a family member. Find a teacher, or if your benefits haven't kicked in yet, if you're allowed to get benefits with your job, find your coworker or an employer, that you can talk to, that you can trust. A lot of businesses now are definitely setting up mental health for their workers, and it's a big deal, because back in the day we weren't getting that. And now we can. We have that option here. So, I mean, it's one of those things, guys. Take care of yourselves. It's no longer a joke anymore. Take care of yourselves. Be real. Our newest sponsor, Raw Nutrition Supplements. Get rawnutrition.com. Use our promo code IESR to get 10% off. And then, of course, last but not least, follow us on the Twitter and on Instagram, the Bookie of Face, and TikTok, YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Scroll all the way and find This is KC Sports. Of course, you can find me on anything available podcast-wise: Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google. And then, of course, last but not least, this is KC_IESR, as well as my personal real franchise. I love interacting with everybody. I love doing this and that. I love doing this show for you guys. I love seeing the views go up and up and up. The sky's the limit. So hopefully next time I will be able to do a little bit more entertaining instead of a somber This is KC Sports Show, but next week, episode 83, same bat time, Monday, same bat channel, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go ahead and call this night a night. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. We are going to have a great show next week. But until next time, my name is Brandon the Franchise Buck. the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. And until next week, can't see it. I'll catch you down the road. Have a good night.